Subject scrutiny here. I'm doing a part 3 to this video because someone had made a comment earlier saying there had been nothing suspicious or anything like that, but it says right here, a billionaire couple found dead in their basement had been strangled, Canadian police say. The billionaire couple were found strangled, their bodies dangling from the railing around their basement lap pool. Honey and Barry Sherman died of ligature neck compression, a form of strangulation in which a cord or rope is used to exert fatal pressure on a person's neck, Toronto police said. It was a gory and puzzling detail in the deaths of the Shermans, who made billions in the pharmaceutical industry and gave a significant chunk of their fortune away to charity. Shocked neighbors called the Shermans lovely people. Now their deaths are being probed by homicide investigators. Excuse me. Their bodies were found Friday in the lowest level of their $7 million home by a real estate agent preparing the mansion for an open house. Since then, family members and people who had been touched by the couple's philanthropy have been poring over the final weeks of the Shermans' lives, trying to figure out why investigators describe the deaths as suspicious. The circumstances of their death appear suspicious, and we are treating it that way, and said at a news conference outside the couple's home in Toronto's affluent North York neighborhood. People have been tight-lipped about the case, and until Sunday didn't say anything about what might have aroused their suspicions. Hopkins said there was no signs of forced entry at the Shermans' home, because obviously professionals don't need forced entry. They can just make keys or open doors. No one has been arrested in the case, which police still not deemed a homicide. Sunday's news release called the two suspicious deaths. On Saturday afternoon, the Toronto Star reported the police were investigating the possibility of a murder-suicide, but relatives dismissed that theory. Boom. I knew that was BS. The family released a statement saying, "We are shocked and think it's irresponsible that police sources have reportedly advised the media of a theory which neither their family, their friends, nor their colleagues believe to be true. Disinformation. We urge the Toronto Police Service and conduct a thorough, intensive, and objective criminal investigation. Urge the media to refrain from further reporting as to cause of these tragic deaths until the investigation is completed." Okay, Barry Sherman, 75, was founder of the Canadian pharmaceutical giant Apotex and one of the richest people in the world. Forbes estimated his net worth at $3.2 billion, earning him the 12th spot on the list of the wealthiest Canadians. He'd appeared on the Forbes list, one of the world's billionaires, for 15 years. The Shermans were known for their largesse, doling out tens of millions of dollars to universities, hospitals, and the United Jewish Appeal. According to the Globe and Mail, Honey Sherman was a board member at several institutions: York University, the Baycrest Foundation, and Mount Sinai Hospital. She had been chair of the Jewish Foundation of Greater Toronto and the Holocaust Education Center. Boom! They are survived by their 4 children, including one who just gave them a grandchild. Their deaths brought condolences from the highest rungs of Canadian society and government, including from the organizations that have spent years supporting Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, was among those expressing grief. The Barry Sherman's rise had not been without conflict. April 20, Sherman's biography in the Globe and Mail revolutionized the pharmaceutical industry in Canada. Boom. Sherman started a company in 1974 after using his life savings to buy out a similar business started out by his uncle. It manufactured and exported generic drugs to more than 115 countries. But it came as a sense of larger pharmaceutical companies. The Globe and Mail obituary described him as a ruthless fighter capable of waging as many as 100 lawsuits at a time against business rivals. He was bane of the existence of the branded drug companies in Canada. He was not their favorite person, but he was respected. Paul Grutendorst, associate professor at the University of Toronto's Leslie Dan Faculty of Pharmacy, told the Canadian Broadcasting Corp. Some of the comments leaders were familiar. For more than a decade, Barry Sherman had been involved in an acrimonious legal battle with 3 cousins and the widow of a 4th. I already covered that. That uncle, Louis Winter, died in 1965, 17 days before his death. Legal fights, lowest point. Winter's sons accused their now billionaire cousin of plotting to kill Winter. Sam, they deserved a stake in Apotex. Barry's father died when he was young. But look, they don't. Winter home in Palm Beach. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about, wow, who betrayed Anne Frank. Artificial intelligence could finally solve the mystery. Anne Frank's diary was a forgery, so that was proven. But they didn't touch anything with Teva. They didn't touch anything else. They're just poking it in. Subject to scrutiny. Like, share, subscribe.